Back in 1983, E.T. sat down with a then 19-year-old Rob Lowe, who was adjusting to fame and his new status as a teen heartthrob.
It's something I don't really have all that much control over, believe it or not. I've never had any negative things happen. I mean, other than you know, people will find the phone number, you know, and call, and I have to get it changed, but that's not that bad. We haven't had people running down our driveway.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear, and then discuss them over a nice adult beverage. I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here by my after-school friend, Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome back.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you know.
That's a good one.
We're both latchkey kids. We're walking home from school. It's the early 80s. Actually, it's 1980, right? This is when this came out.
Yeah, it's 1980. Neither of us are born yet.
All right. We're doing Schoolboy Father, an after-school special starring our boy Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
And this came out on October 15th, 1980. I don't even think I was conceived yet.
You were not conceived yet.
No.
Think about the math, Patrick. Think about the math. Neither of us were conceived yet.
Unless it was a long pregnancy, like Bonnie on Family Guy. It's like a 3-year pregnancy. Wasn't she pregnant forever?
She was like an elephant.
But then again, I think cartoon time is different than our time. I mean, Bart and Lisa are still 8 and 10 respectively, or the other way around.
Yeah, 10 and 8. Yeah, I mean, put it like this. When The Simpsons started, we were the same age as Lisa. Like, when the actual, Simpsons series started, we were the same age as Lisa.
Actually, I think mentally she's older than us, but we're still mentally the same age as her.
I mean, somewhere in there.
So, yeah, it's going to be a special episode today. We're gonna watch those little hour-longs that you would sometimes see during a health class, maybe, if you happen to go to high school in the 90s or 80s.
Yeah, basically, I don't know, you and I have talked about this. I know I've mentioned it on the podcast, that basically my health class was after-school specials, made-for-TV movies, and very special episodes of sitcoms. That was the health curriculum.
And they were always old, at least 10 years old. I mean,
but then you'd randomly, get something like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode.
Oh yeah, they did have a couple of gems in there, like Carlton brings a gun to school, or Carlton takes speed and
Carlton
dances.
Takes speed at the prom.
Yeah.
I will never forget that. This is why I will never forget it, because in my nice little suburban New Jersey middle class existence at the time, you get a classroom full of 13, 14-year-olds, rapping along to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song.
Yeah, and it was peak Fresh Prince time, too, I think, probably that era, right?
Yeah, it was peak.
Still on.
It was still on. This episode was maybe, it was right before Fresh Prince was even in syndication. But everybody in that classroom knew that theme song.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Sometimes it just gets stuck in my head. I'm just kind of walking around and...
Oh, yeah.
I just start humming some bars from it. And I could see the visuals in my head, too. I could see Will at the basketball court.
Oh, yeah.
Bouncing the ball and looking at the camera, and then, spraying the spray paint under his arms. And
yes.
Oh, it's great. And all the, the beginning in front of the graffiti wall. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Oh.
Sometimes. And you know what?
It makes me really sad we don't get, real good opening themes anymore.
No, we just get title cards, maybe. If that.
I think the first show I watched that really just did the title card was Brothers and Sisters.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Lost just got the title card.
Yeah, Lost.
I don't know, Heroes, I think, just had a title card.
I mean, to be fair, those all came out around the same few seasons.
Well, I have a theory. I have a theory that the episodes were getting shorter because of commercial time. Mm-hmm. So they had to make the episode. They wanted to essentially make the episodes longer, so they just cut out the.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because if you watch Beverly Hills 90210, the theme song's a minute 20 seconds. It just goes on forever.
Oh god, yes. I was watching the Cheers theme song.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love it.
And remember, I did that binge, and one of my rules when I did my Cheers binge was we do not skip the theme song. Because you know how Netflix is like, skip opening.
Yeah, well, I never really do the skip opening because sometimes it goes too far.
Yeah.
And then you're like 20 seconds into the episode and you don't know what to, you gotta rewind and then it buffers.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's not fun. It's not fun. All right. So you ready to talk about the wild world of October 15th, 1980 before we get into Schoolboy Father?
Yes, let's talk about this world before Cat and Pat were even conceived.
Yes, we're just unimagined at this time. We weren't even a vision.
We weren't even a glimmer in anybody's eye.
Yeah, I was unplanned, so it wasn't like, my parents were trying. Yeah.
Same.
They probably haven't even met yet.
My parents were married already.
Oh, mine weren't. Yeah, that was a dirty mistake. I was like, oops, shoulda wore a rubber.
Oh my god, I cannot wait for you to get like the message from a family member. Patrick, why did you reveal that?
I think it's knowledge. I feel like it's known. All right. Wednesday, October 15th, 1980. Instead of going into prime time, I did a little digging. I got us the fun daytime schedule.
Ooh,
There's a lot on.
my jam.
I feel.
Oh, I know. I know there was a lot on daytime. But woo,
You ready?
I am ready. Bring it on. Like, I feel energized all of a sudden.
All right. But I couldn't find out when this episode aired. It must have been like later in the day, probably like 4 or 5, right? This is aired kind of.
I want to generally say that I remember these airing around like 4 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
And when I remember actually like watching an after school special like actually on TV is in the 90s. So like General Hospital would end. Normally we would have Oprah, but like every once in a while they toss on an after school special instead of the Oprah.
Oprah took a day off.
Or, well, because Oprah was syndicated, so it'd be like whatever your 4 o'clock block was just got delayed.
Oprah was syndicated?
Yeah.
Oh, I always thought she was like an ABC girl for some reason.
I'm pretty sure she was syndicated.
I don't know. I don't really care. I never really watched it.
There's a point where I stopped watching Oprah somewhere in high school. You might like drop in on Oprah once in a while. Like, in fact, I was never like big on, I have to watch Oprah now that GH is over. I would at times, like, there was a period of time where I would go and I would just watch Laverne and Shirley reruns on some random channel we had.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you didn't like The Guest that day.
Or, it was really, really big for me for a while to watch after GH every afternoon. Dallas on TNT.
Yes. Was it TNT or was it the TNN? I feel like it was on TNN.
Oh, no, yeah, TNN, because it was the Nashville network.
Yeah, I just always remember watching that. Because I remember
Yeah.
I'd always wait for it to start over so I could try to watch it from the beginning, and then I'd get like 4 episodes in, then I'd lose track because, it was on every day. It was just hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
And I didn't tape it.
When I did watch Dallas, the majority of it was post Who Shot JR, and right around the time Bobby dies, doesn't die.
I think they skipped seasons too for some reason. I feel like they don't have it all.
Yeah, I don't think it was all there. I just watched what I was able to get.
Yeah, because I remember like watching one and then coming in like 2 days later and it's like 3 seasons later. Like, what happened in between?
Yeah.
It looks different.
Like, Sue Ellen and JR look like way older now.
Yeah, all of a sudden they aged. All right. We'll save that for July doldrums when we do Dallas month here at the podcast. All right. Want to start off with our boys at the Alphabet ABC, our friends.
What was going on this afternoon on ABC?
All right. We're going to kick off at noon, 12 noon. We're going to spend a half hour with our friend Richard Dawson on Family Feud.
The Family Feud, where Richard Dawson kisses everybody and makes everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah, giving everyone lip herpes.
Ugh.
You know what? Have you seen that like cut on YouTube? It's like, I don't know, like 6 minutes of Richard Dawson just kissing like the females on the contestants. It's great. You got to check it out.
Ugh.
I just remember we did the Gilligan's Island versus Batman episode of Family Feud on the podcast, and he like makes out with Marianne, and then he like skips right over Mrs. Howell. He just like kisses her hand or something. I was like, what? You could pucker up for that bitch?
You couldn't give her like a minute of like thinking she was still a fine ass piece of tail.
Maybe it's in his contract. It's like they have to be like younger than 32 or something.
Who knows?
I feel like Marianne was older than that, right?
When the family
At the time.
that was probably at the very least around her age, but I think she was definitely older. I don't know. We just lost Dawn Wells, though. May she rest in peace.
Yeah, friend of the show. I almost met her in like 2013.
Yeah, like first season of the podcast.
Yeah, she came to Boston to like, I don't know, like a Comic-Con or something. I don't know.
Some like charity event, and I got really pissed off at Patrick because he didn't go.
We had like a nor'easter. It was like horrible weather. I could have died going there.
I was like, but you could have met Marianne.
I was like, she'll come back. She never came back. All right, you ready for 12:30 on ABC? Fun.
Yes.
Another fun half hour. All right. This is a show that I know of. I'm aware of its work, but I've never actually seen it. Ryan's Hope.
Claire Labine's Hope.
Yep, this was a soap opera that focused on an Irish-American family in the Washington Heights neighborhood of Manhattan. It starred Earl Hindman, who you may know as Wilson from Home Improvement. He was part of the OG cast. I never knew that.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, later years of the show included Grant Show from Melrose Place, Yasmine Bleeth from Baywatch, Christian Slater's in episodes, and a very young Danny Tamborelli from Pete and Pete.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were like last year, I think, of the show, like way later years, which I think the show ended in like the
80s.
Early 90s? Late 80s? Like way late 80s?
Late 80s. I am pretty sure that Ryan's Hope was canceled and then Loving began.
Oh, okay. This show took place at a bar, right? This is like focused on a bar.
Yeah, there's one of the central locations was the family-owned bar.
Okay.
Ryan's Hope was one I never really delved into. Like, I know SoapNet had it for a while, but it just never
dipped into it.
Pulled me in.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do know a few years ago, one of the characters from Ryan's Hope was on General Hospital and revealed to be Ava Jerome's biological mother.
Oh, was it? Was Earl Hindman?
It was.
Did they bring him over?
No, it was Eileen's character, Delia.
Okay.
Was like one of the big Ryan's Hope characters.
I feel like I've heard that name before, Delia.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Delia Ryan. That's their last name, right? Ryan.
Yeah.
Is the bar named Ryan's Hope?
I don't remember what the bar was named. Like I said, it's one of those shows that I just don't have enough
knowledge.
Yeah, like I'm not going on YouTube looking up episodes of Ryan's Hope. I'm sorry.
Maybe we will. You know what? Maybe we'll add it to the list. We'll do it in like 6 months.
One of these days, you know.
All right.
I'll get sucked in and then get pissed off like I did with Santa Barbara.
I know, right? What a letdown. All right, you ready for the 1 o'clock hour? This is a hot hour.
Yeah, what was on at 1 o'clock?
All right, any guesses? Any hot guesses?
All My Children.
You got it. And we're in what is considered the golden age of the series, the early 80s.
So this is like Jenny, Tad, Angie, Jesse, Liza.
Tad the
Cad.
Shout out to Tad.
Michael E. Knight.
Yeah, Tad the Cad.
Currently starring on General Hospital.
As Tad?
No, not as Tad. As, I forget his character's name. I just know that his character is Laura Weber's half-brother.
All right, yeah, fun show. It brought us our gal pal, Susan Lucci. R.I.P. to our lost episode, Ebby, which we would have had come out around Christmas time, but...
I'm so mad you lost your half.
We'll try it again next year. We'll shoot for it next year.
Oh my god.
We'll do it first. We'll do it like at the top of the month.
Oh, we fangirled so hard over Susan Lucci.
We had like a whole like 20-minute segment in which we talk about her spinoff, the hopeful spinoff.
Pine Valley, I think, is what the working title.
Pine Valley. I almost said Harper Valley. It's like, is that the PTA song?
Yeah, that's the one you were obsessed with.
Yeah, oh, it's great. It's such a great song. And there's like a TV movie based around it and like a short-lived series.
We've got over this multiple times.
Great times. Maybe we'll do it. All right, you ready for the 2 o'clock slot?
Yeah, One Life to Live.
You got it. In the 80s, the focus on the series shifted towards the Wolek sisters. And do you know who played Karen Wolek?
Judith Light.
Yes, this was like her breakout role, right?
Yeah, this is her breakout role. This is the role where she was a doctor's wife.
Yes.
And on the stand, she revealed that she's a hooker.
Whoa, really? Good for her.
It's like the Judith Light scene.
You know what? I don't think I know this, so I'm going to have to look it up.
Oh my god. I'm going to send you the clip later, and it is fucking amazing. Like, oh, Judith Light, like, oh, she's just so damn good.
Was she under oath? That's why she had to reveal it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Was there like a gasp from the audience?
Oh, dude, it was, ooh.
Did they do that, they did that close-up shot on everyone's face, all the Wolex faces. They're like, oh, our poor Judith is a lady of the night. Good for her. You know what?
Oh my god.
Was she a high-class hooker? Was she like a Sydney from Melrose Place with like only like
No,
bang actors and
not a high class.
Hollywood producers? Oh, so she was getting like, I don't know, like fucking meth heads and stuff.
I'm gonna send you this scene because it's just fucking brilliant. Because you know what? Oh, yes. ABC aired it as part of their Daytime to Remember series that they did between the city and Port Charles.
Okay.
Oh, so good.
All right.
Plus, you get, like, Reba McEntire, like, on this video. I'm going to send you Reba McEntire, like, fangirling.
Is this a long video? Is this, like, going to take a few minutes?
It's a long video. You'll watch it later.
All right. I was going to say, like, I was going to play it for the show, but I'm like, forget it.
No.
Well, you know, we'll do our, you know those, like, old-timey, like, reaction videos that were a thing, like, 10 years ago?
Yes. People still do this.
Maybe I'll do one of those.
You should totally do that.
You ready for 3 o'clock?
I'm going to guess General Hospital.
Yeah, and it was at top of the ratings game at this time.
Yeah.
This is King of the Hill.
We are just coming off Luke and Laura on the summer of On the Run type stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. They're on the lam. They're being chased by,
Frank Smith.
I don't know, whoever was the villain.
It was Frank Smith.
Yeah, great times. Great times. All right. You ready to hop on over to the Tiffany Network? You want to see what CBS is up to today?
Yeah, what was happening on CBS? CBS's lineup I do not know as well. I can tell you that right now.
I feel like if you really sat down and tried to guess it, you'd guess it. But we're gonna kick off with a familial fave at 11 o'clock in the morning. The Price is Right.
All right, Bob Barker.
Yeah, from the Bob Barker years. I don't even was Plinko on it yet? I feel like Plinko is like a mid-'80s thing.
No, Plinko is more recent. Like it just had an anniversary or something, though.
Yeah, it was like the 30th anniversary or something. I think like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
In our time. All right, we'll save that for Game Show January next year.
You mean next year when we go for Jason Bateman January Part 2?
Yeah. I guess the 12 o'clock slot at CBS was given to the local affiliate. Somebody gets the news because I don't see anything.
Yeah.
But we come back at 12:30 for a series that ran from 1951 to 1986. Any guesses?
Search for Tomorrow.
You got it. And then it actually ran over to NBC for its final 4 years. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
In the 1980s, the USA Network reran episodes from the NBC years. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Good to know, huh? I know nothing about this show. Nothing.
Again, same.
Yeah.
It is a soap opera that has come up when I have done scholarly research on soap operas when I was in college.
Scholarly research?
Because I would write papers about soap operas. So I would have to dig into these random ass books and essays about soap operas and the dynamics and all that.
Did you ever write about The Secret Storm?
No, but I have heard of it. I know nothing else about it though.
All I know is that Joan Crawford's daughter was on it, Christina Crawford, and then Joan Crawford went on for a month or something to when she was sick or something.
Yes, remember that happened they showed that shit on Feud, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I remember it. It's just funny though because Joan's significantly older than her.
Yeah.
But but sometimes you look at actresses now, I mean they've obviously had, cosmetics done.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have a mother-daughter and they could maybe look like a few years apart, but not in the fucking 60s, though. No.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Joan Crawford, aged.
I mean, depending on how you, address Kate Hudson and Goldie Hawn for some roles, they could totally play way closer to age.
Yeah, they could be sisters. They could be the Banger Sisters. They would do a Banger Sisters remake.
Oh, my goodness.
So that's the 12:30 slot. It was on for a half hour, which most of them were back then. Most of them were.
Yeah.
Any guesses for 1 o'clock? This is a show that's still on today, and it's the number one soap opera in the world, or America at least.
I only have one option out of the current CBS lineup, and that would be The Young and the Restless.
Yes, because the other show that's still on hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Bold and the Beautiful, which you can watch the first week on CBS All Access, just so you know.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there. Yeah. All right. Yeah. YNR. This was a big deal, right? This is
I don't remember. I don't think it started hot, but it's been very popular for a very long time. It is probably out of the 4 current soap operas still on the air in the year 2021. It's the one I watched the least.
Really?
Yeah.
They brought back Phyllis. Fucking Phyllis.
I mean, Phyllis has been back for a while, but, like, they brought back Michelle Stafford as Phyllis, and they let go of Gina Tagnani.
Poor Gina Tagnani.
Tagnani.
Friend of the show. Whatever her name is. If you're listening, I apologize. All right, you ready for CBS 2 o'clock? We got a few more.
Okay, 2 o'clock would be As the World Turns.
Yes, the world just keeps on turning, and
Oh, I miss Oakdale.
I've never watched this. I don't know anything about it.
So, As the World Turns, I would pop in every so often. Not like Die Hard, but there are definitely periods of time where, like, it was lit.
Okay.
You get, Lily and Holden. You get Jack and Carly. It was, like, their last, like, big couple. Oh. And then, of course, this is where my boy Jake McKinnon died.
Aw, poor guy.
Jake from Another World moved to As the World Turns after Another World ended. They killed off Vicky. Jake got with Molly, and then they killed Jake off. And oh my god, I just remember being in my college dorm like, no, not my Jake.
Poor Jake.
Not Jake.
Poor guy. We hardly knew ya.
Because he was like one of my favorite Another World characters. He was probably like my favorite Another World character.
Well, they just pissed on his memory. All right. Who cares? You ready? You ready to end? Actually, we still got 2 more things on CBS. Coming up is the show. The only thing I know about this show is that at one time involved a cologne, Reva's cologne.
The Guiding Light. I love The Guiding Light.
Which started off as a radio drama in like the 30s or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It was about like a priest or something, right? Wasn't it?
It was about the Bauer family.
Was it one from like a minister?
And it took place in Springfield, and you know, we get Kim Zimmer's iconic role as Reva Shane.
And her clone.
And her clone, Dolly.
We need her, named after the sheep that they cloned.
Yes.
In like 1997. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Love it. All right.
Damn it.
Well, we no longer have that light to guide us home because they canceled it in like 2010 or something.
I miss Springfield too.
Come back to us someday. You know what? When Pine Valley's a success, maybe CBS will do Springfield.
Well, the thing is, CBS doesn't own The Guiding Light or As the World Turns. They're owned by Procter and Gamble, who also owned Another World.
Oh yeah, that's why they crossed characters over.
Mm-hmm.
You ready to end the night at or end the day? Ready to end the afternoon at CBS?
Yeah, what's on? I don't know.
All right, a little show called Edge of Night.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it, never seen it. People talk about it a lot, but I don't quite have a grasp on it.
This blew my mind. It was originally perceived as a daytime version of Perry Mason.
Okay.
You know, it took place in a courtroom a lot of times. It was one of the first soap operas that didn't focus on like a family or like groups of families. Instead, it just focused around really criminals. It was like a show about criminals and like their friends and cohorts. Some notable names on the series include Marsha Cross, Lori Loughlin, our girl Holland Taylor, and John Travolta.
Wow.
Yes, and the series was also known for guest appearances from like movie stars. So Eva Gabor was on it. Gabor. Am I saying that wrong? Gabor. Eva Gabor. And Frank Gorshin, who played the Riddler on OG Batman. And Larry King. Yeah, Larry King's been on the show.
Wow.
You ready for NBC? You ready to see what's going on at NBC?
Yeah, what was happening on NBC?
All right, things kick off at 12:30 with The Doctors.
Okay.
This was a daytime series that originally started in 1963 as an anthology series. Originally started off so every day you would get a new story with new actors, but due to you know, the cost of, you know, just always hire new actors and just the trouble of casting, they expanded onto just like week-long stories. You know, they would have these actors on for a week, and then they just eventually expanded it into a regular show, and it ended in 1982.
The retro TV airs The Doctors every day.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. All right.
Because I see there's like a couple people on my timeline who watch and tweet about it.
Yeah, shout out to The Doctors. That's all I know. That's the only thing I know about The Doctors. But I know a lot about this show coming on at 1 o'clock. How about you?
I'm going to guess The Sands Through the Hourglass.
These are the days of our lives, yeah. This is I don't know, I feel like this is like the one show that everyone in the world probably knows. At least one fact about it, right?
It's the show that gives us Marlena Evans, played by Deidre Hall.
Who once was possessed by a demon.
By the devil.
Beelzebub himself?
Yeah. It was in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I always just thought it was a demon. I thought it was like an exorcist demon, like Pazuzu or something. It's known for, I don't know, always having scenes in a cemetery late at night.
Which, okay, that doesn't happen anymore. I promise you, it doesn't happen.
I feel like I dip in like maybe once or twice a year, and every time I turn it on, they're in a cemetery digging up a body, and I'm just like,
That doesn't happen.
I'm like, they're...
Like, this is the one I watch the most currently, and I'm like, no.
Send me a text the next time they're in a cemetery digging up a body, because I'm sure it's going to be happening any day now.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, Vivian is returning sometime soon. Probably have aired by the time this episode airs, but yeah.
Yeah, someone will have seen a picture of her, and they're going to be like, wait, we should go check her grave. We should go exhume her body. And then, I don't know, there'll be a bunch of them in the graveyard late at night. Like a cloaked figure looking behind, like, through bushes. That's how it always goes.
Always.
All right, NBC 2 o'clock. This is a show that you mentioned like 600 times in the last like 20 minutes.
Another World.
Yes.
It was my first soap opera that I myself watched. Like, it's my baby.
I always watch the end of it, like the last like 20 minutes, waiting for Sunset Beach to come on. That's about it.
I get it.
All right, following Another World at 3 o'clock is a spin-off of Another World, Texas. I don't know. They just kind of like ripped off Dallas, right?
Sorta, yeah. I believe this is the one that Ted Danson was on, though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was. I had that in my notes.
Because Alec Baldwin was on regular Another World.
Oil tycoons, right?
Something like that. I don't know that much about it. Like, I know just little bits and pieces, because it's not like it had a diehard fan base that is like, yeah, Another World, Texas!
Yeah, there's a number of episodes on YouTube. I don't think all of them, but you can find select episodes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, if you're interested in seeing Ted Danson in a cowboy hat, getting into some arguments with, like, local government over, I don't know, oil digging rights.
We really have no clue.
Or, like, where they want to put their oil derrick. I don't know. There's, like, 4 oil words I know. It's, like, oil rig, a derrick.
Me too.
It's about it. Actually, there's only 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oil bores me. I don't know. I just like, that's one of the good things I liked about the new Dynasty. They made it a tech company, not an oil company. Because I'm still
pissed it doesn't take place in Colorado.
Yeah, maybe they could have made it like a pot dispensary tycoons. Or like maybe they own the fucking Nuggets or something. Is it the Denver Nuggets?
Yeah, that's our basketball team, I think.
Why are they called the Nuggets?
Like nuggets, like gold nuggets?
Oh, I'm thinking like chicken nuggets. Like, is this like the chicken nugget capital of the world?
Oh my god! Oh my god, Patrick.
Send me home. I'm going home early from the pod today.
Oh my god, okay. What was on next? What was on after this Another World spinoff? We gotta get through this.
Nothing. This is it.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. Okay.
All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5 Denver Nuggets, little tiny nuggets of gold, how many Denver Nuggets would you rate this day of television? I feel like we're gonna get a 5 here from Kat. I feel like we're gonna get an afternoon 5.
Yes, because you can hop into Pine Valley, go over to Bay City, hit up Oakdale, Springfield, Genoa City, Port Charles. You got it freaking all. You can drop in on Salem. You have got some variety. This is a daytime lineup.
Yeah, then you can win a washing machine and dryer on The Price is Right, maybe, from the prize room.
Exactly.
Yeah. What a day. What a time to be alive. October 15th, 1980.
And then in the afternoon, when your kid has gotten home from school, you can sit them down and have them watch Rob Lowe and Dana Plato.
Yeah, you can watch Rob Lowe become a teenage father, because are you ready? Are you sitting down for this?
Ready for Schoolboy Father?
Yes, which
This took a really long time.
This is the second thing that Rob Lowe ever acted in. His second role ever.
Yay!
Do you know what his first role is? This is wild. Do you know?
What was his first role?
From 1979, from September of 79 to January 1980, pretty much like a year before this movie came out, or TV movie came out, he was in a short-lived sitcom called A New Kind of Family. Do you know this?
No, I don't.
So this starred actress Eileen Brennan as a widowed mother of 3.
Okay.
And Rob Lowe is one of her kids. And they move in with a divorced woman and her daughter in effort to save money. But hold on. There's a plot twist. You ready for the plot twist?
Okay, I'm ready for the plot twist.
So about 4 or 5 episodes in, ABC is like, this ain't working. So they kicked out the the divorced family, like the mom and the daughter moved out, and they brought in a new mom and daughter. And guess who plays the new mom and daughter?
I have no clue.
All right, playing the mom is Thelma Hopkins from Family Matters.
Okay.
Any guesses? Just throw a name out there who plays her daughter.
Holly Robinson.
No, Janet Jackson.
Oh, whoa, what?
Yes, Janet fucking Jackson playing the daughter of Thelma Hopkins and living under the same roof as Rob Lowe.
Dude.
Your boy, Rob Lowe and Janet Jackson getting in trouble together.
Dude.
Maybe sneaking out and going to the club.
I need Janet Jackson to be a guest on Rob's podcast, like, right now.
And talk about this?
Because I need these stories.
I just want, like, Rob Lowe's probably like 18 or something around this time, right?
Yeah, something like that. He's
Janet Jackson's probably about the same age, probably close in age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're just, they're getting into trouble in Hollywood. Maybe they're sneaking out and meeting up with the rest of the Brat Pack.
Rob Lowe has, like, the best stories about, like, his life in Hollywood. They're just... I just love it. I love it. Like, that's one of the reasons I love Rob Lowe is, like, he talks about, like, the stupid things he's done and the things he was able to do because he's a celebrity and, like, all that stuff. Like, his podcast where he and Magic Johnson are talking is, like, one of my favorites.
I'll have to dig it up. Maybe this hot weekend I'll have a, literally with Rob Lowe, sit down. I'll just gather around my old-timey radio with the fam in front of the fireplace. Fireside chats with Rob Lowe. Can't wait. All right. But before he was a podcast star.
Oh, my God.
Before he was on Wayne's World and Tommy Boy. And after he hung out with Janet Jackson, he impregnated Dana Plato, star of Different Strokes and, like, a couple episodes of The Facts of Life. Dana Plato.
Yes.
Our girl, DP. Oh, hold on. Your phone's ringing. Is that Rob Lowe calling in?
I know. I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring this goddamn phone.
It might be Rob Lowe calling in to tell you some hot deets of him and Janet Jackson running around Hollywood in 1980.
I wish.
Oh, if only. All right. So I think you should take us into this wild-ass world of Schoolboy Father, because I was not ready for this.
Dude, after-school specials are just like this special. They're just like a mini made-for-TV movie. That's all they really are. Yeah, they're made for, like, preteens and teens to, like, scare them straight for the most part.
You know what? This movie kind of pissed me off. There was just a lot of things that just angered me about this movie. We'll get into it as we go through it.
Oh, I know. Hold on. You know, we start out, it's just like a regular day. I would say it's probably like springtime. And we get this teenage boy, Charles Elderberry, played by Rob Lowe, who, for real, has not aged.
No.
Like,
the only thing that dates him is his hair in this episode.
And he's more muscular now. Like, that's it. Like, holy crap. Like, holy crap. I was watching this and I was like, he has not aged. I was like, this man has the fountain of youth and I want it. And this is coming from somebody who is continually told when people are like, oh, you're like, what, 25? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm almost 40.
The show literally opens with him, like, naked in the shower singing a song or something.
Yeah, like,
so,
he's just, like, getting ready for his day. He gets dressed, and he goes downstairs for breakfast with his mom. His mother is a single mother.
Yeah, Mrs. Elderberry.
Yes, Mrs. Elderberry, because the dad ran out when he was, like, 4 or something.
Not even. I think he was like a week old.
Like, he has no memories of his father. That's gonna come into play.
Yes. The mom. I just gotta talk about the mom for a minute. So,
okay.
I guess, all right, the mom has been going to college and working.
Uh-huh.
Maybe, like, works at a bank. She's like the boss's secretary or something. She's got a pretty big job down at the local bank, but she wants to further her career. Mm-hmm. So after work, she drives down to the local community college. She gathers up all her books and takes night classes. The only time that she really has for herself nowadays is like early in the morning. So she gets up early, probably before Charles Elderberry, played by Rob Lowe, wakes up. Mm-hmm. She sits at the kitchen table with her OJ, her little muffin, and she just like glances at the newspaper. She just reads everything that's going on in town, in this small little suburban town. I'm guessing her favorite part is like the birth announcements and like maybe the obituaries.
Yeah, she's totally that person who checks the birth announcements and obituaries. Like, it's so weird to me that there's a birth announcement in the newspaper.
No, there was, because I remember these.
No, but like for like in a 2021 mindset, I'm like, that's such a weird thing to do. But I get it. It's totally like a thing.
Social media didn't exist. You had nowhere to like show off your sonogram photo.
Like now on Facebook, you get like the engagement pictures where it's like, oh, we're engaged, like flashing the ring and stuff. Not that I would ever do anything that cheesy.
Back in the day, the only time you knew someone would be pregnant was when you ran into them at like the grocery store and they were like visibly pregnant. And you're like, oh,
yeah,
when's it due? And then you're like, oh, June. And you're like, oh, congratulations.
Yeah, like if the word hasn't traveled through the gossip grapevine.
Phone call, little phone trees. It's like, hey, did you know that Marsha from down the street is having a third baby? And they're like, no, we gotta have something for her. We gotta get together.
Yeah.
We'll get the bridge club together. And I don't know, make her a nice cheese tray. Maybe some charcuterie.
Oh, it would have been a cheese tray, not a charcuterie. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, charcuterie.
Yeah, I cannot pronounce it. Like, I fuck it up every time.
How about a meat tray?
Deli tray. Okay, so, the mom, she's drinking her coffee, having her breakfast, reading the paper, and she goes, oh, Charles, don't you know a girl with, like, whatever this last name is, Dallinger? Didn't she get a summer camp with her? Like, it's like, good thing you guys weren't that close, because she just had a baby. Like, the mom is, like, snarky.
The camera closes up on Rob Lowe's face. We get that, like, it's like that math gif with all the numbers calculating over his head. He's like thinking, he's like, wait, hold on. Summer camp was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Oh shit, 9 months ago. And he's like, uh-oh.
He's like, and it's like, uh-oh, we did do a few things.
All right. I gotta throw this out there.
Okay.
He is the world's most awkward teen I've ever seen in like cinema or television. There's just something so wild about him. Like I didn't even like. I feel like he wouldn't even know like how to get involved with Dana Plato. Like I'm surprised that he even like knew what to do. Like,
to be fair, like, because we get like these flashbacks to summer camp between Charles and
Daisy.
Daisy, yes, fucking Daisy. Ugh. And first off, Daisy chased after him. He didn't really chase after her.
Kind of like jumping ahead just a little bit. Isn't there a scene with Rob Lowe, like, and his friend, and he's like, hey, is it 9 months it takes to have a baby? And the friend's like, yeah, 9 months. And he's like, oh, are you sure? Are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like, oh, man.
And he's like, wait, hold on. He's like, so January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So that's 9 months, right? And the guy's like, yeah, what's wrong? Like, do you have a math test tomorrow? And he's like, oh, no, just, nothing. Just some personal shit I'm going through. And he's like, okay, well, you gotta go bag groceries for, like, Sally, Big Sally. You know her, she gets angry if you're not there on time.
Yeah.
And him at work, Rob Lowe at work is like anytime they show him at work, it's the greatest.
Oh my god. So he's like a bag boy at a grocery store. And of course, this is like a family-owned grocery store. This is before like the big chains really like took over everything.
This ain't Kroger. This is like Frankenson or something. Frankenson's Food Mart.
Family-owned grocery store. They got the kid. They're like, you're not here. Then he like disappears in the middle of the shift. He borrows his friend's car and just disappears.
Yeah.
Does he clock out?
All right, he's already late. Like, him and his friend are already late. They show up late. Rob Lowe's friends got to pick him up and take him to work every day. That's how this works. So his friend drives him in. They clock in. They're already late. The owner and the owner's son just happen to be, like, near the time clock. The owner's in a good mood because he just found out his son's having a baby. Him and his wife are having a baby.
Yep, having a baby.
And they're gonna go back and celebrate with a cigar behind the shop.
Yeah.
But the owner's son's like upset because he can't buy that, like, he has to give up his hot rod. He has a hot rod.
Yeah, he has to give up his like little sports car. So he's like, hey, elderberry, I'll sell it to you.
Yeah, for $900. And he's like, yeah, sure.
Do you have $900? Oh, I'm sure my buddy here can loan me the rest. Like, what?
He had like half of it, and he's like, he just needed to come up with $600 more. And his friend's like, yeah, I'll give it to you. Then we could like cruise around town.
Yeah.
But Something's been bothering Rob Lowe, because then he ends up going to be the bag boy, and he's like fucking up. He's putting like soup on top of bread. Big Sally's getting mad.
Cantaloupes on top of the eggs and stuff instead of, eggs, bread, one bag, and we move on.
The lady, all right, this is a giant brown paper bag, and the lady's like, only 5 items in a bag. I'm like, 5 items in a bag? Jesus.
Have you been to, okay, when you go to Walmart, they have, little things, stickers on their, things that say 5 items a bag for the bagger, for the clerks when they're bagging stuff.
I mean, I'll fucking load those bags up so I don't have to carry as much.
Oh, yeah, if I actually, okay, I would say a good 95% of my, Walmart shopping is done via the app, so I don't bag stuff myself.
Do you put a comment, load up the bags?
No, I wish I did. Because, I'll get, a bag with, one thing in it. This could have fit in, 3 of these other bags.
Yeah, you buy, Post-it notes, and they put it in a separate bag. You're like, what the fuck? You just wasted a bag.
But when I go in and I do the self-checkout, which I don't even do that often because the line is always just so ridiculous these days.
And no one can figure it out.
And it's this one only takes cash, this one will only take card, and it's fuck it.
This one only does food stamps.
Yeah. And I'm just okay, I'm just gonna go over here and all that, and then, but when I do self-checkout, I'll fill up those bags as much as I can.
All right, so Charles Elderberry, he's distracted. Something's bothering him. Big Sally's getting pissed at him. I don't know, bags are ripping. There's spilled juice on the floor. And he literally just walks away because there's spilled juice on the floor. He gets yelled at by Big Sally.
Yeah.
He just takes off. He borrows his friend's car and he just drives around to local hospitals trying to find Daisy.
I think the newspaper said which hospital she was in.
Oh, okay.
She gave birth in.
Okay. So he shows up, and this is pre-HIPAA, so you can just pretty much get any information you want.
You could just walk it. Okay. The biggest obstacle this kid had in getting into the hospital was the fucking parking lot attendant.
Oh, yeah. Because it cost $2 to park. I was like, that even seemed like a lot of money for 1980. I was like, $2?
That seems insane.
Yeah.
I mean, when I have had to go visit people in the hospital, they don't charge for parking.
No, I don't know. Maybe this is maybe it was limited parking.
Maybe.
Yeah, and or I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. To be fair, the hospital I've had to visit people in also has valet parking.
Maybe it was I don't know. They needed more funding. Maybe. They had to hire more nurses because all the ones they have are fucking assholes.
God, this is all okay. So
this fucking nurse.
So yeah, he goes and he just goes straight up to see the babies.
Yeah, he goes to the nursery.
And he's like, oh yeah, I want to see the Dallinger baby, and they just prop up the baby for him to see. And he just stares at the baby, and then this nurse comes over. Visiting hours are over.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, well, I'm just looking at the baby.
And I would have been like, bitch, I just paid $2 to park. Visiting hours are not over.
Yeah, cut me some slack. Jesus. So then I don't know. I feel like he just walks around and just goes in from room to room looking for Dana Plato. I don't even feel like.
No, he doesn't. He's not looking for Daisy. He just cares about the kid right away. But the nurse makes a note. There's this teenage boy because Daisy wouldn't say who the father was.
Oh yeah.
And it comes up that the social worker wants to meet him because they kind of need his consent to adopt the child.
Rob Lowe ends up making his way into Dana Plato's hospital room, and she throws something at him. She immediately throws something at him.
Yeah, she is a complete bitch to him, and it pisses me off. Because 1, she never told him she was pregnant. She found out and she started being a bitch to him. Never gave him the opportunity to step the hell up or be the asshole she is making him out to be. She never gave him that opportunity.
Yeah, because we get a flashback. It's the end of summer, and she's just he's like, oh, are we still going to be friends? Are we going to write to each other? And she's like, no, this is it.
Total bitch. Girl, this kid still Charles still liked her at this point. Charles wanted to keep things going. And she's like, no! Get away from me! Don't touch me!
He was actually excited to be a dad. He's like, oh wow. He's like, I'm a dad.
Yeah,
I got a little boy.
Yeah.
Can't wait to raise this boy. And so he's like, all right, so how's this gonna work? Am I gonna get him on weekends or something? And you're gonna get Monday through Friday? And she's like, no, I'm giving him up. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I don't want this thing. He's like, well, I'll take him. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
I have plans.
She,
And then, I don't know, like, this, yeah, then we get, the social worker gets involved. This is great. So he goes out to the local, like, social worker's office. And
no, the social worker has a semi-office, like a satellite office in the hospital where he deals with the unwed mothers. And she's like, okay, so you just need to sign away your rights. He's like, hold up, that's not what I'm doing. He's like, that's not what I want to do. Because to be fair, he is still in like the honeymoon dreamy phase of this whole, oh, I have a baby kind of thing. He hasn't had the time to process any of this shit because she cut him out of that.
I have a theory.
Uh-huh.
I feel like the social worker is just kind of like the villain of the story, the true villain. I feel like she preys on these young, unwed teenage mothers, and it has this kind of like baby scam thing going on. I
understand why you have that, because you're also really big into the black market babies.
Yeah, and I feel like there's always this quote unquote trusted woman who works at the hospital that's always involved in this, and she kind of they persuade the parents into doing this kind of stuff. You know, they're at a vulnerable state
of just a hormonal roller coaster. And to be fair, like right after birth, you're still like a hormonal mess.
And then you got this older woman, this adult who, you know, she's a figure of authority, and she comes up and she's like, well, why don't we just take the baby and, you know, we'll give it to a nice couple. There's a couple in like Racine that really want a child and they want a baby. And she's like, all right, like, you know, she's probably fucking in a blur, in a mental fog, and just gives up the rights, and that's it. But I feel like the social worker's never been challenged before. Like, she's never had, like, the dad come in and be like, no, I'm keeping this fucking thing.
Yeah, probably not.
So she's confused, because she's like, oh.
To be fair, I feel like Charles, like, was the kind of guy, like, if he had known from the start, he and Daisy would have been married. And he'd be miserable as hell, because Daisy's a bitch, but...
The social worker's like, all right, you know, I'll give you an extra, like, week to think about this, but because is he a minor?
I think he's like right on that. Like he's definitely a minor. His mom, like once he finally like confesses everything to his mom's like, okay, so sign the baby away. And he's like, no. Mom's like, okay. The mom's like, I'll give you like a week to try this out.
Oh yeah, trial weekend. It's like a Netflix 7-day trial.
Yeah.
See if you like it. Wait, is that a thing? Is that a fucking thing? Like...
Okay, so if one of the biological parents wants to have the child, they get the, like, if the dad wants the kid and the mom doesn't, the mom can sign away her parental rights and the dad gets custody.
Yeah, but can you do like, hey, I'm just gonna keep it for 6 days to see if I like this thing? Is that a thing?
I don't think that is really a thing, but there is a period of time where they're safe. You know how they have like the safe haven laws where like babies like this old, you can just drop it off at the firehouse and nobody's gonna like
question you.
You know what I mean? Like, also this is like 1980 and things were way different.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. It could be the time.
And this social worker is confused. The dad is like stepping up.
Yeah.
He's like, it's going to cost you like $25 to go to the doctor. And I'm sitting here like,
because he's like, she's like, all right, do you know the expenses that are involved with the child? And he's like, no, but I'll figure it out. And she's like, it's $25 to go to the doctors, and you got to get formula and diapers and clothes. And he's like, oh, my mom will help me out. So he has to go break the news to the mom. The mom is like,
yeah,
what the fuck? Like, what did you do? What did you do now? Kind of thing.
What did you do, Charles Elderberry?
I thought I raised you right. So she's like, all right, fine. You know what? I'll give you this fucking, like, it's like a long weekend. I think they have it, right? It's like
it's barely a week. It's totally not even like
a few days.
He's got the kid for a few days. The mom like helps out, and the mom finally hits the point where like, I gotta go do my shit. You have fun. But he's like, I want to go to the party. He wants to go to Nancy McKeon's party. And
yeah.
The mom's like, no, you gotta take care of the baby. And then he's like, it really hits him like what having a baby means.
Yeah. All right. So we got to go through like the emotions of this, because this is just hilarious to me. So at the top of the hour, the very beginning of the episode, before any of this stuff really comes into fruition. Charles gets invited to Nancy McKeon's like Friday night party. I guess like her parents are going out of town or something. I don't know. It's like one of those things. There's going to be, I don't know, maybe there's booze. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what? That's probably a whole other after school special episode. It's like the other side of town.
That's totally a whole other after school special.
Yeah. You know what? I just, do they all take place in the same town?
No, I don't think they do.
It's just a special town, an after-school special.
If they did, it's a really fucked up town.
It's Riverdale.
Oh, God.
He takes care of the kid for a few days. He sucks at it. Like, the kid shits his pants. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to change the diaper. The mom has to, like, go to night class because, like, I don't know, she has accountant Wednesday night, so she's going to be gone for, like, 2 hours. And
yeah,
Charles is tired. He's been up all day because he's still trying to go to school. And, this also just happens to be the same week that the mom has off from work. She, like, took vacation time. So she'll be home this week, but next week you're on your own.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
It's like, I'm going to help you get settled in. Like, she took the time off work to do this. She's like, okay, I'm going to help you get settled in. And then you're flying solo, boy.
Oh, yeah. He also names the child Wolf, too.
Yes.
Wolf Elderberry, because I don't know, he felt like a lone wolf growing up, and I don't know, he wants to pass on that. I don't know. It was dumb reasoning. I was just like, why are you? I'm like, dude, this is why certain people should not name children. And the mother goes along with it.
She's like, okay. She's like, don't worry. When he gives this baby up in a few days, the new parents will give it a nice, good Christian name.
Yeah, she knows. Mom knows.
Mom knows what's happening. Mom knows what's coming. She also realizes now she should have probably explained the birds and the bees better to her son.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But it's too late for that.
Charles has been at school all day, and he came home, and then the mom like immediately leaves, and he just wants to take a nap and sleep, but the baby's crying, and he's just like yelling at the child. He's like, "Stop it! Shut up! Go away!" And the mom like walks in at the door at like that moment, and she like picks up the baby. The baby immediately stops crying as soon as the mom picks it up, and she like goes in the other room and I don't know, calms the baby down.
Probably feeds it or changes it. That's like what the baby probably needed, was to be fed or changed.
Yeah. Then it's the next day, and Charles is acting like nothing happened. Like, you know, they had a great night. He was a great night as a dad. And so mom's like, all right, well, you know, tonight, like, I really got to go to class tonight. Like, I know I said last time I was going to, but I didn't. But tonight I really have to go because I have a quiz or something.
Yeah.
This is like a midterm or something for me. Charles is like, what do you mean? I have Nancy McKeon's party. I'm going to Nancy McKeon's party. And she's like, oh, no, you're not. And he's like, yeah, I am. He's like, we even get like a scene of him like trying to figure out what he wants to wear. And he's like doing his hair, spraying like Brute.
Oh, my God. It's so awkward.
And so the mom like lays down the law. She walks in the other room. She picks up the phone and she's like, social worker Sue.
It's like, we're done.
I want you to come and take this baby. I want you to come and take Wolf Elderberry. Charles is like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm going to be the baby's dad. And she's like, you can't even fucking juggle school and you're in Wolf. And now you want to go to Nancy McKeon's party where there's probably bear and pot.
Yeah, last thing we need is another little baby elderberry running around.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm a 36-year-old woman. I am old.
I don't have time for your nonsense, Charles.
I can't do this again. I'm going to be dead in a few years because I'm old. I'm 36. My time has passed. I'm not raising this child.
I raised my baby.
You're an idiot. Dipshit, Charles. You work as a bagger down at Frankenson's.
Not even, no, because he gets fired from that too.
Oh yeah, that's right. He gets fired from the job because he like didn't show up one day, right? Oh no, he got fired because he went to the hospital.
Yeah, he got fired for going to the hospital.
So you know what? Not happening. So he gets to have like a final moment with Wolf.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you know, it's great knowing you, Wolf. I hope you know, I'll be here if, you know, it's 20 years from now and you're ever wondering, you know, where I am. You know, look me up in the phone book. I'm like, that baby's not going to remember anything.
This baby's probably not even going to care.
I don't know why you're saying this to him. The social worker hops in the car with the baby. They drive off. Charles just like stares longingly as it takes off, and he goes in his room and writes poetry. I don't know what he did after that.
Yeah, I don't know what he does. Probably goes to flirt with Nancy McKeon. She's like, I don't have a baby anymore. It's all good now, Nancy McKeon.
Yeah, I think like there is a point maybe a few minutes before this. He's like at school and Nancy McKeon's like, hey, I heard you're a father. Is this true? And he's like, yeah, I had a kid. She's like, oh, well, I guess this means you can't come to my party then. And he's like, oh, no, I'm coming. Girl, I'm coming.
I'm still showing up. It's all good. And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, none of these kids know what any of this really means.
No.
In all honesty.
No, this is the worst town ever. You know what? Freddy Krueger should have came to this town.
This is probably where Freddy's from. He just, like, was a couple years too late.
Yeah, oh, yeah. You know what? The special ends and the camera pans and the sign says Elm Street.
No one understands until years later.
Or they're like, this is Janitor Krueger.
The one thing that really got me was, like, just how long she was in the hospital for. I was like, God damn it, she's been in the hospital for, like, a week.
Unless there was complications, but yeah, she was still there. It was weird.
Yeah, like, I mean, I know, like, back in the day, like, they spent more time in the hospital, because now it's like, you pop out the baby, and as soon as, like, doctor's like, okay, you're all good, bye.
Or maybe the writers are just like, this is just the easiest way to keep her in the storyline, and maybe they just want to show, like, the turmoil of what it is postpartum. I don't know, but I'm just glad we didn't get, like,
maybe
her pregnant. I feel like that would have made her character even more insufferable. At least we got to see just the aftermath of it.
Like, can I just be honest? I feel like Dana Plato was not that good of an actress.
Even on Different Strokes, she wasn't even great.
Yeah, like, I'm watching this and I'm just like, yeah, it's not good. Not good.
I can see why her career fizzled shortly.
Yeah, like,
after she left Different Strokes.
Yeah, like,
I can see. What else has she done? I don't even fucking know.
She did, like, a couple other things, and then she kind of, like, flailed out, committed robbery, died, unfortunately.
Yeah. Her television... Alright, so she was in Different Strokes for seasons 1 to 6, and then she recurred in 7 to 8. Obviously, The Facts of Life, she's in episodes of Chips. She did this Afterschool Special, High School USA, which was a TV film. She's in an episode of Growing Pains. She's on an episode of The Love Boat. She did voice work on video games. About it, really. And a few movies here and there. So, like...
well, because, yeah, her career faded. She had a kid. She got addicted to drugs and alcohol. And...
passed away in 1999 at her mother's home.
99?
99, yeah.
She lived that long?
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't 89?
Yeah, on May 8th, 1999, Plato and someone else were returning to California... And I guess it's her boyfriend. They stopped at her boyfriend's mother's home in Moore, Oklahoma for a Mother's Day visit. Later on the visit, Plato said she felt unwell and took a few doses of a painkiller and a muscle relaxer. And they went and took a nap inside her Winnebago parked in the driveway.
Oh, wow.
And she never woke up.
I honestly thought she died way earlier. But here's the thing. I just remember, like, she was definitely one of those, like, tabloid... names you saw all the time as a kid, like, oh, Dana Plato in trouble for this or that, you know what I mean?
You want to hear something wild?
What?
One day before she died, she was a guest on the Howard Stern show.
Oh, wow.
And she spoke openly about her life, discussing her financial problems and past run-ins with the law. Mm-hmm. And she admitted to being a recovering alcoholic and drug addict, but she claimed to have been sober for 10 years at that point and wasn't using any drugs, with the exception of prescribed painkillers due to her wisdom teeth that were recently extracted.
Listen, those wisdom teeth are a bitch.
Many callers to the show called in and questioned her sobriety, and she offered to take a drug test on the air, which never ended up happening.
It's those prescription painkillers. That's what does people in.
She cut a strand of her hair off to be drug tested.
Oh, wow.
Stern didn't bring the hair to the drug clinic. It was just a bit for the show. Okay. On a scale of 1 out of 5 hot rods, how many hot rods would you rate this after-school special, Schoolboy Father?
I'm going to give it a 3.
Oh, you're being generous. You're being generous as fuck.
I am.
I'm going to give this a 1.
I am being generous. There's a lot wrong with this, but at the same time, I have to remember that 1, it's made in 1980.
2, Rob Lowe's in it.
Made for a younger audience who I don't think at the time the censors were really ready to, like, really dive into the nitty-gritty of everything.
Okay, all right.
You know, it definitely is not as, like, hey, don't do this. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you have a kid, you're not going to be able to go to that party on Friday night. You know what I mean? So don't have sex.
I'm going to give this a 1.
Oh.
I was just like, this is awful. It wasn't even like a fun after-school special. Like, I've definitely... There's, like, one with Scott Baio that's fun, where he's, like, hooked on drugs. All the characters were irritating. Like, I didn't connect with any of the characters. Even Rob Lowe character, I was just like, he's such a fucking dork.
Why did this woman chase after him? I was like, why did this girl chase after him besides that he's cute? Yeah, I'm being very generous with the three.
The characters are very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone just seems like a horrible character. Actually, like, the only character I kind of liked was the mom. I was like, I kind of felt bad for her because she had to, like, miss her test.
And she has this stupid son.
Yeah, so I'm like, I probably derailed her grade. She probably got like a C.
Yeah.
Fucked up her chances. She didn't get into the program she was trying to get into because of it. And because of this one shitty week with her fucking Charles Elderberry. It's like, you know what? Maybe he shouldn't have gone to summer camp that year. You know,
yeah.
Maybe he should have stayed home. I don't know. Maybe next week we'll get a do-over because, hold on, surprise, guess what? Guess what?
We're doing a Lifetime movie.
Next week, we're going to do another telefilm. We're going to see if we can correct our wrongs.
I hope so.
I hope we're going to correct our wrongs, because what are we doing?
I believe we are doing a Lifetime movie that stars Kaylee Cuoco.
Yes.
It's about Drew Peterson.
Based on a true story. It's called Untouchable, by the way.
I couldn't remember, and my planner is, like, just out of reach, so sorry.
Yeah, so this is based on the 2012 murder of Kathleen Savio, when a retired Bolingbrook, Illinois police sergeant was convicted of murder. Actually, he was found guilty in 2012, but the murder took place in 2003.
Yeah, like...
So, I apologize.
Well, that's because he killed, 3 wives.
He killed all 3 of them?
He killed a few of them, I think.
Okay, I know he was married 3 times. I don't know.
He's been married 4 times.
Oh, 4 times. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out next week because it's been a while.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, for sure killed the 3rd wife, and he probably killed the 4th wife.
The 4th wife is Stacy Peterson.
Is Stacy Ann Kales. Stacy Peterson, which is why this case gets confused with the other case.
Yeah, Stacy.
Because that was Lacey Peterson.
Yeah, Stacy is still considered a missing person. So all right.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 wives are, as far as I know, are still alive.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I always get mixed up because there's two wife killers with the last name Peterson, so it's very...
Yeah, and then the wives' names kind of rhyme. Lacey, Stacy.
Stacy, Lacey, yeah.
So.
Join us next week when we do Untouchable, the Drew Peterson story. Starred our girl, Kaylee Cuoco, friend of the show.
Kaylee Cuoco! I love me some Kaylee.
Star of The Flight Attendant, now on HBO Max. Check it out.
I really gotta get HBO Max.
Where can you follow our wild ass adventures? Cat also the author. Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr at A Very Special Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, pretty much anywhere you can listen to podcasts. So click the subscribe button, and we do have a Patreon that's got some bonus content. So if you'd like to toss a few coins our way, that'd be very sweet of you.
Yeah, make our wallets nice and thick.
Let us be able to buy a pizza once in a while.
Yeah, as always, girl, as always.
Bye!
We didn't know she could get pregnant. Which is an actual line of dialogue in this movie.